Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blicket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hey folks, welcome back to the Checkout Point, brought to you by Blicket.co. I'm Max, and I'm slightly over-caffeinated as usual, ready to dive into the whirlwind world of e-commerce.
And I'm Rachel, joining you fresh from a peaceful weekend, surprisingly. We're excited to bring you the e-commerce news for week 27, packed with insights and trends that could really shake up your digital game.
Oh, and speaking of shaking things up, Prime Day is on the horizon, folks. July 8th to 11th promises to be a carnival of deals and steals. Rachel, I hope your shopping list is ready.
You bet, Max. My cart's always primed for Prime Day. I can't wait to grab some gadgets. But let's not get sidetracked because we've got a ton to cover today.
Absolutely. First up, we're diving into the indispensable role of data-driven design in e-commerce. From A/B testing to customer journey mapping, we've got you covered with strategies that could transform those clicks into sales.
Then we've got Shopify making bold moves into crypto with MasterCard and revamping e-commerce growth with some AI magic. It's all about setting the stage for a future where commerce meets cutting-edge technology.
Oh, and you won't believe what's happening with consumer reviews and AI. We're exploring how these tools are revolutionizing e-commerce, gearing up to transform tomorrow's purchasing decisions.
Plus, I'm super excited that we just published a new blog post on our website titled Unlocking E-commerce Success: How Data-Driven Design Transforms UX and Revenue. We'll dive deeper into that during the show.
That sounds like a must-read and a must-discuss for today. But let's not forget, we're also going to chat about the latest from Amazon and TikTok and how their innovative platforms are reshaping shopping behaviors across the globe.
And with the holidays inching closer, we're definitely keeping an eye on the tips for conquering Black Friday sales. It's never too early to start planning, right, Max?
Exactly, Rachel. Planning is everything. Trust me, folks, you'll want to stick around for all this and more. Whether you're looking to boost your own e-commerce business or just intrigued by the fast-paced world of online retail, we've got something for everyone today.
Stay tuned as we unpack these stories and strategies, keeping you ahead in this digital race. All right, Max, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it! Hey everyone, welcome back. So, Rachel, we've got something pretty cool on our blog that I think every e-commerce enthusiast needs to check out, right?
Absolutely, Max. It's a deep dive into how data-driven design is not just a buzzword, but a real game changer for your online store's user experience and, most importantly, your revenue.
Right. The piece starts off with a pretty bold statement. Gut instinct won't pay your Shopify bill. That's something, huh?
Definitely grabs your attention, and it's so true. The blog post breaks down why making design choices based on data isn't just smart, it's essential. No more guessing games about what might look good or work well.
Speaking of which, one of the key points it makes is about A/B testing. Remember how we tested 2 different landing pages last month for our own shop?
Oh, totally. And the data from those tests was eye-opening. We saw a clear winner, which honestly wasn't the one I expected to lead.
Exactly, and that's pretty much what the blog dives into. By using real, solid data, you protect your business from those all-too-common costly mistakes. Now, with Prime Day creeping up on us from July 8th to July 11th, imagine leveraging these data-driven strategies.
Oh, for sure. If anyone's got special promotions lined up for Prime Day, tweaking your UX using the insights from the blog could really amplify your sales. It's all about optimizing those tiny details that can either increase the cart size or improve the conversion rate.
And another cool point from the blog post was the part about customer journey mapping. You know, it's fascinating how mapping out every step a customer takes can reveal so many opportunities for improvement.
Right, and the post explains how integrating tools like heat maps or engagement metrics can show you exactly where users are getting stuck or losing interest. All that data becomes invaluable. It's like having a roadmap for success.
Armed with that roadmap, you could revamp your Prime Day strategy to be more efficient, engaging, and effective.
Listeners, you've got to check out this post. Whether you're a newbie in the e-commerce world or you've got a well-running shop, there's something in there for everyone.
Definitely. Head over to Blicket.co, and today might just be the day you start turning data into dollars. And who doesn't want that, right?
Absolutely, data into dollars. I like the sound of that. And hey, While you're boosting your business intelligence, remember, it's not just about implementing what you learn, but continually testing and improving. That's how the best keep getting better.
Couldn't agree more. Well, go give that post a read and let us know what adjustments you've tried or plan to try. We love hearing about all the innovative ways you all push your businesses forward.
Yep, keep experimenting and keep sharing your wins with us. We're here for it.
So, Rachel, speaking of data-driven design from our last segment, Shopify's been making headlines again, and this time, it's all about going bigger in e-commerce and even steering into crypto payments with MasterCard. What rock have they not turned at this point?
Honestly, Max, it seems like Shopify is flipping over every stone. The crypto collaboration with MasterCard really caught my eye. It's like bringing the future to our doorstep today, don't you think?
Absolutely. They're not just dipping toes into the crypto pool, they're doing a cannonball right in the deep end. It's super cool because it's all about making crypto payments mainstream. Imagine buying your next skateboard or that stylish jacket with Bitcoin or Ethereum. Game changer, right?
I see your enthusiasm, and honestly, it is exciting. But here's what I'm wondering. How do regular shoppers and small business owners feel about this crypto business? It's not just about the cool factor. Is it convenient? Is it safe?
Great point, especially considering that crypto can be a roller coaster. But bringing trusted names like MasterCard into this equation adds a layer of security and credibility. Plus, it's all about giving more options to consumers and vendors.
Right. And speaking of options, that leads us into another fascinating piece about how Shopify thinks AI is going to reshape staffing. They're in good company with Amazon and Duolingo on this front.
Oh, I just have to jump in here. This AI stuff is everywhere, isn't it? They're saying AI could help businesses make smarter decisions about who they hire, how they train, and even predict staffing needs. It's kind of like having a crystal ball, but way more scientific.
Exactly. It's like, imagine you own a small bakery. Instead of guessing how many extra hands you need for the holiday rush, AI could help you crunch those numbers based on solid data. Less guesswork, more precision.
And that's not just efficient. It's potentially a big stress reliever for business owners. But, Rachel, do you think that reliance on AI might push us towards less personal touch? Where's the balance?
That's the million-dollar question, Max. It reminds me really of how AI is impacting every corner of our lives. Like, will AI end up hiring our friends? Wait, seriously, could an AI choose my next co-host? I'm watching you, tech overlords.
And I'd be irreplaceable, obviously. But jokes aside, let's touch on one last bit of Shopify news. Their e-commerce growth is picking up speed again. A sign for more upside, they said.
Connecting the dots here, Max. If Shopify's growth is zooming, that means more businesses are succeeding online, which is what our next segment is all about. Those 22 profitable e-commerce business ideas from Shopify Ireland could really be something to watch out for.
Totally, it's all interconnected. The stronger the platform, like Shopify, the bolder people get with diving into e-commerce. So folks, whether it's integrating crypto payments, leveraging AI for staffing, or expanding your digital storefront, the horizon is buzzing with possibilities.
Buzzing indeed, and each piece of news today just layers on that excitement. Crazy to think how fast it all moves.
Just trying to keep up. So, folks, diving deeper into these trends and more is what keeps our gears turning. Let's keep this tech conversation rolling, shall we?
Let's do it.
Hey, Rachel, check this out. I was browsing through Shopify's latest posts, and I stumbled upon some fascinating insights about e-commerce trends for 2025. They've got ideas galore on starting profitable businesses and even tips for Black Friday sales.
Oh, that's super timely. What with our talk on Shopify's push into crypto payments, it seems like they're really gearing up for an innovative future. So, what's on the horizon for budding e-commerce entrepreneurs?
Right? So one of the articles talks about 22 business ideas that are expected to hit it big. We're looking at stuff like eco-friendly products, personalized items, and even subscription services that cater to niche hobbies. I mean, think about this, Rachel. Everyone could find something that tickles their fancy.
That reminds me, personalized items have been a hit recently. I got a custom-made journal last Christmas. And honestly, it's my go-to for all my scribbles and doodles. But here's what I'm wondering. With all these ideas flying around, how do they suggest folks get started?
Great question. They're big on using AI to streamline the process. Like, imagine AI tools that manage inventory or customize shopping experiences based on user behavior. Super cool, right? It's like having a smart assistant who knows both the business needs and the customer wants.
Honestly, that sounds like a game changer. But Max, diving into AI sounds a bit intimidating. Could a regular Joe, or in this case, a budding entrepreneur, easily wrap their head around it?
Good point, but guess what? The guide breaks it down into simple, actionable steps. Think of AI as your thoughtful co-pilot, steering through the complex world of e-commerce. It's not about replacing the human touch, but enhancing it.
I see your point, but I just have to jump in here. How about Black Friday? Any tips for the greatest sales day of the year?
Ah, you've hit the nail. So, they suggest starting early with the promotions and really engaging with your customers through social media teasers. Plus, leveraging AI for predictive analytics can help anticipate which products will fly off the shelves.
No way. That's like having a crystal ball. And tying back to our earlier talk about crypto integration, it must be part of making transactions smoother during these peak sales periods, right?
Exactly. It's all about creating that seamless, hassle-free shopping adventure. Ooh, that reminds me of what we're chatting about next. Amazon's big investment in the UK. It seems like major players are also upping their e-commerce game significantly.
Totally. It's fascinating to see how these large-scale strategies might set the stage for perhaps smaller e-commerce businesses to flourish too. I'm not entirely convinced, but it's a ripple effect, right? Big fish make waves that move the pond.
Couldn't have said it better. And who doesn't love a good surf on those waves? Let's keep an eye on how these trends develop and maybe even test out some AI tools on our podcast merch, huh? What do you think, Rachel?
I think that's a plan. Learning from the pros and maybe creating a bit of our e-commerce magic right here.
So, Rachel, jumping right off the Shopify discussion about e-commerce business inspirations. It seems like the big players are making some major moves across the globe, huh?
Exactly, Max. Speaking of major moves, have you seen this? Amazon is planning to invest a whopping $40 billion in the UK over the next 3 years. That's a lot of zeros.
Wait, seriously? $40 billion with a B? That's like if you stacked 1 billion pounds of textbooks. I wonder how many school libraries that would fill.
Probably all the libraries in the UK, Max. But yeah, it's fascinating because it isn't just a huge monetary commitment. It's also a big signal about the future of e-commerce in the region. It looks like Amazon is deeply planting its roots there.
Right? And speaking of growing roots, TikTok isn't just about viral dance moves anymore. They've just launched their e-commerce platform in Japan.
Oh, I just have to jump in here. That's a game changer. We often forget how these social platforms are evolving. From influencing trends to directly selling products, the landscape is really morphing.
Exactly, Rachel. It's like one day you're scrolling for funny cat videos, and the next, bam, you're buying a cat sweater directly from the app. It's super cool how integrated it's all getting.
Honestly, integration seems to be a key theme here. And speaking of integration, let's not overlook what's happening in Vietnam too. Their digital economy is booming, powered by both e-commerce and AI.
That's right. Vietnam's making some impressive strides. It looks like they're harnessing technology to really push their market forward. It's interesting because as we discussed starting an e-commerce business, like in our last segment, knowing these regional dynamics can be crucial for global strategies.
I'm not entirely convinced every market could replicate Vietnam's approach, but it's definitely inspiring. Their focus on digital infrastructure and tech clearly shows how pivotal the internet economy has become worldwide.
Oh, I just thought of something. This ties back to what we're going to dive into next about user behavior and e-commerce. With Amazon investing so much in the UK and platforms like TikTok creating new shopping experiences in Japan, the way shoppers interact online will evolve too.
That reminds me, it's not just about the platforms, but how people use them. Like, remember the stat from Chain Store Age? About 90% of Prime Day shoppers being influenced by reviews?
Absolutely, that's a juicy bit. It shows just how much community and feedback are part of the buying experience now. It's no longer just transactional, it's deeply social.
You nailed it, Max. So while Amazon and TikTok are expanding their territories, it's the users, their habits, and how they interact with these platforms that will truly shape the future of e-commerce.
Yeah, and understanding that is like having a crystal ball. Well, not exactly, but you get what I mean. It helps predict where things might head next in the e-commerce universe.
Couldn't agree more. And with that, let's keep our eyes peeled to see how these investments pan out and what new trends emerge from these shifts in the digital marketplace.
Perfect spot to wrap this up, Rachel. Looking at the big picture sure gives us some ideas about where to zoom in next. So check this out, Rachel. The impact of consumer reviews is just skyrocketing. Apparently, a whopping 90% of Prime Day shoppers say they'll be influenced by reviews. That's almost everyone.
That's insane, Max. I mean, it totally makes sense, though. I always skim through reviews before buying anything, especially those lengthy ones where someone has tested the product through thick and thin.
Exactly. And speaking of thick and thin, it's kind of like that pancake test. If you're flipping through stacks of reviews, you're looking for that perfect golden brown feedback that just seals the deal for you.
Oh, absolutely. But here's what I'm wondering, Max. With our last segment talking about Amazon's big investment plans in the UK, do you think there's a direct boost in how they're leveraging user feedback to hike up their sales even more?
Oh, definitely. It's like those reviews are tiny salespeople, right? When you've got loads of positive feedback, it just snowballs into this massive trust avalanche.
And speaking of generational trends, there's also this fascinating shift where millennials are hanging on to brand loyalty a bit, but Gen Z, they're all about pinching those pennies and cutting costs.
I get it, though. Remember when being a brand kid was a big deal? Now it's all, show me the best deal or I'm out.
Yeah, it's super intriguing how these preferences play out across different age groups. It just shows e-commerce brands need to be super agile in tailoring their messages and deals.
True. And to tack on another interesting bit from our survey potluck, tariffs. With all the chatter about tariffs affecting prices, both consumers and small businesses are gearing up in their own ways. It's like everyone's playing a giant game of economic Tetris, trying to fit everything perfectly to manage costs.
That's a great analogy, Max. And it's all about strategic planning, isn't it? But I'm not entirely convinced everyone's on top of it. It must be so challenging to stay proactive rather than reactive in these situations.
Definitely a tricky play. Speaking of which, next we've got some cutting-edge tech talk lined up about how Omnisend is revolutionizing e-commerce with their new AI-powered tools. From managing tariffs to tech tools, it's all about staying ahead of the game.
Can't wait to dive into that. Honestly, it feels like the e-commerce world is just one endless loop of evolution.
You said it. And who knows? Maybe these AI tools could help small businesses handle those tariffs more slickly in the future.
Oh, totally. By the way, I just have to ask, have you ever changed your mind about a purchase after reading a bad review?
All the time. It's like finding a plot twist in your favorite series. Suddenly, you're questioning everything.
Absolutely. It's all part of the grand shopping saga. And folks, remember, those reviews have power, so wield your keyboard wisely.
No kidding. Well, stay tuned as we unpack more about AI's role in e-commerce right after this. Lots to look forward to. So, Rachel, speaking of how those online reviews influence shopping decisions from our last segment, there's this super cool new tool that's diving even deeper into personalizing our online shopping experience. Omnisend just rolled out an AI-powered suite that's all about making e-commerce email marketing faster and a lot more personal.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I mean, with how much stuff we buy online these days, more personalized experiences are definitely welcome. But what exactly does this AI suite do, Max?
All right, check this out. Essentially, it uses AI to streamline the whole process of creating and sending out those marketing emails. Those emails that pop up with a, "Hey, Rachel, check out these new products just for you."
Right. I get tons of those. Sometimes they're spot on with the recommendations, other times not so much.
Exactly. And that's where this AI jumps in. It gets smarter over time, learns from your shopping habits, and bam, more emails that actually show stuff you might want to buy, not just random promos.
That sounds pretty handy, honestly, but here's what I'm wondering. How does it manage to not be, well, creepy? Like how some ads can make you feel like you're being watched.
Good point. It's all about balance. From what I gather, Omnisend's AI tries to make these interactions feel helpful rather than invasive. Think of it like a personal shopper who remembers your tastes but doesn't follow you around the store.
I like that analogy. It's like, hey, I remember you liked those sneakers last time. Want to check out these similar ones? Instead of, I saw you looking at sneakers at 3:42 p.m. yesterday.
Exactly, not so big brothery. This also ties into what we'll be talking about next with global e-commerce strategies. If local personalization is getting this sophisticated, imagine the possibilities when these tools go global.
True. And thinking back to our last chat about user behavior, it's clear companies are trying to knit all this information together to not just sell products, but genuinely enhance the shopping experience.
Oh, totally. And while I'm all for better shopping experiences, I'm also excited to see how this tech evolves and where the line will be drawn with personalization.
Agreed. There's a fine line between useful and overwhelming, but innovations like these, they seem to be pushing us in the right direction. Isn't it fascinating how every little tech advancement might tweak our shopping habits?
Absolutely. It's like watching a live experiment on consumer behavior, only we're both the scientists and the lab rats.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Really makes you think about where we'll be heading next in the world of e-commerce.
Yep, and speaking of heading next, I'm curious to see how these advancements will play out on a global scale in our upcoming discussion. It's all interconnected, you know?
All about connecting those dots. Let's keep an eye on how these technologies continue to shape our buying experiences. But for now, let's gear up for our deep dive into global e-commerce strategies coming up next.
Looking forward to it. That's going to be a game changer for sure. All right, moving on from AI and email personalization, let's dive into how the globe is spinning in the e-commerce world. Check this out, Rachel. China's really stepping up their game in global e-commerce, pushing hard for more international cooperation.
I was just thinking about that. It's fascinating to see such a huge market like China opening up. But Max, I'm wondering, what exactly does this boost in global cooperation mean for businesses outside China?
Great question. Basically, it's like when you're playing a cooperative video game, and suddenly more players join in from around the world. Except, instead of playing a game, they're selling products and services on a massive scale. China expanding its efforts means more opportunities for partnerships, and potentially smoother trade and innovation exchanges.
That does sound super promising. But here's what I'm wondering. How do we ensure that these partnerships don't end up marginalizing smaller players who might not have the resources to compete on such a global stage?
You've hit the nail right on the head. It's like having a giant join a kid's soccer game, right? There's always a risk that the big players might dominate. But ideally, with proper regulations and fair play standards, there's a hopeful outlook that this could lead to a more inclusive market. Everybody gets a shot at scoring a goal.
Exactly. And speaking of expanding markets, did you hear about Bol opening its platform to non-EU sellers?
Oh, yes, that's a biggie. It's like your local farmers market suddenly inviting vendors from all across the globe. Imagine getting your hands on like exotic spices directly from a seller in India, or super cool gadgets from Japan right on Bol.
Right? It adds such a rich variety to the shopping experience. But it also throws in a bunch of challenges, like dealing with international shipping, customs, and even customer service in multiple languages.
True. Imagine you ordered a gadget and you get the manual, but it's only in Japanese. It's hilarious, but also a bit of a pickle.
Totally. And here's another twist. Remember how we talked about AI helping personalize e-commerce? Imagine integrating those AI tools to help navigate these international waters, like having instant translations or customs handling becoming smoother.
That ties in perfectly. It's like having a super smart, multilingual assistant in your pocket. Honestly, the future of shopping could literally be at our fingertips.
I love where this is going. But it makes you think, with all these advancements and expansions, how do our shopping habits change? Do we start choosing globally more often than locally?
That's a thinker. I guess it would be a mix, like enjoying pizza with pineapple. Some love the global mix, others lean to the local zest.
I see your point, but let's hope it's less controversial than pineapple on pizza.
Oh, no doubt. Well, speaking of global meets local, it'll be super interesting to see how all these changes affect what next year's shopping trends will look like.
Absolutely. And with that, let's keep our eyes peeled and wallets ready. Who knows what shopping adventure awaits around the corner?
For sure, Rachel, for sure. Well, that wraps up a packed episode of The Checkout Point. And hey, can you believe it's already week 27 of the year?
Absolutely flies by, doesn't it? Today's dive into data-driven design and Shopify's incredible strides into crypto and AI was fascinating. With Prime Day just around the corner on July 8th to 11th, I'm really curious to see how these strategies will play out in real-time shopping frenzies.
Oh, for sure. And I'll just say, if anyone out there is planning their Prime Day strategies, Re-listen to today's episode. It's like finding a secret shopping map. But Rachel, what really got your gears turning today?
I think the segment on AI-enhanced online shopping truly struck a chord with me. The way AI can personalize experiences without stepping over the line is kind of remarkable. What about you, Max?
Oh, the seismic shifts in global e-commerce grabbed my attention, like TikTok and Amazon making big moves. It's like watching a high-stakes chess match from the front row. But honestly, folks, if you enjoyed hanging out with us today, we'd love it if you joined us again next week for more e-commerce news. And yes, probably a couple more of my terrible jokes.
And don't forget, for more resources and deep dives into e-commerce strategies, swing by blicket.co. We've got loads of stuff to keep you ahead of the game.
From new AI tweaks to shopping through crypto, it's a digital Wild West out there.
Haha, well said, Max. And as we sign off, think about how these changes might impact your own online shopping or selling strategies. Are you ready to adapt and thrive?
Great thought to ponder, Rachel. And with that, we'll catch you all next week. Keep your carts ready and your strategies smarter.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. See you next time, right here at the checkout point.
Later, shoppers.